I think it's fair to say that hedge laying has changed my life.
My name is Sarah Jameson. I'm the branch manager for CPRE Shropshire, the countryside charity, and project manager for our Hedgerow Heroes project, which has been running since 2021. CPRE Shropshire is a charity that focuses on planning and the Shropshire countryside. Our volunteers have been working hard on this for over 75 years. Nationally, CPRE has been campaigning for the protection of hedgerows for nearly a century, so it's very much a subject that's close to our heart. The core aim of the project in Shropshire is to plant new native hedgerows, but we've also been running many other allied activities alongside. These have included hedge laying workshops for beginners, hedge management workshops for landowners and farmers, coppicing workshops, talks about the history of field names, countryside walks, and work with primary schools.
I finished my career and came really to retire to the Clan Valley. I met with Richard on a CPRE course, and he taught me the basic skills over 2 days of hedge laying. It not only gave me a new skill, but it also gave me an in into the world around me. And so I've continued with it ever since.
It's thought that we've lost around 50% of our hedgerows since the Second World War. That's been due to changes in land management and farming, smaller fields made larger by the taking out of one or more hedgerows for increased productivity, larger farm machinery and so on. But also increased housing and industrial development has also made a real incursion into the hedgerow network. Hedgerows will also die eventually with over or under management, and that's also very much something that's an ongoing problem.
As part of my role at Buglife, I work on a landscape scale project called Beelines, which aims to reconnect wildflower-rich pieces of habitat to help our pollinators and other wildlife move more easily through our countryside and our towns. And hedgerows play a major role in that. They are conduits for moving invertebrates, moving mammals, and the fact that they were largely removed from our landscape post-war, it's brilliant to see them being put back in.
We've engaged with over 350 volunteers over the course of Phase 2 of the Hedgerow Heroes project. Our volunteers have put in over 1,000 hours of planting on around 25 hedge sites. In addition to that, with the help of over 90 hedge laying trainees, we've also laid more than 360 metres of hedgerow using traditional hedge laying techniques.
We're not necessarily individually going to solve the climate crisis, but we can make small interventions which do make a difference. And my pursuit of this coincided with CPRE's hedge programme, so it all came together, and this just seemed like a really good opportunity to get some hands-on experience and see how it can improve the environment.
My interest is that I admire the skills that people have in laying hedges, and I wanted to come along and see whether I could learn some of those skills. It's very interesting, it is skillful, but we have some excellent tutors that have been able to cascade some of their skills down to us and show us how we can get on with laying a hedge. The ambition is that one day I'll be able to continue some of those skills on and pass them on myself.
It's been a really wonderful experience to meet and work with so many volunteers in this project. Many of them come back, so they become familiar faces, which is really lovely. And I think we are beginning to gather a sort of community around the project, which is something I wasn't really expecting at all.
We don't have a lot of capital for these projects, nobody does, so partnering up with CPRE Shropshire has been absolutely brilliant for us. They've identified locations, they have a good volunteer base, and we've been able to contribute some funding towards it, which means they've managed to extend it to a much bigger area. So partnership is really the way forward, because I couldn't have done this site on my own with my own funding. So it's good all round, really.
Hedgerows are really important for dormice and a lot of other species as well, in order to kind of travel between existing woodland. Today, we're really lucky to be involved in the CPRE project and kind of connect two of our populations together by hopefully creating an additional habitat corridor that dormice can use during their dispersal.
There are a lot of thank yous due to all sorts of people. Firstly, I'd really like to thank Rob Rowe for all his background support and mentoring over the past 2 years of the Hedgerow Heroes project. Without him, really, I don't think it would have got off the ground. We would also like, of course, to thank the landowners and the event hosts for letting us come onto their land and either create hedgerows for them or to lay hedgerows on their land. Massive thanks are due to our project partners, and they include the Stepping Stones Project, which is National Trust, the Shropshire Hills AONB, the Shropshire Wildlife Trust, Trees for Shropshire and the Seven Rivers Trust. And there are many other groups as well that have helped us along the way, so many thanks to them all. They've all either helped with their expertise and or have provided extra funding to allow us to plant over 5.5 kilometres of hedgerow in phase 2.
It's lovely to see these groups of people coming out and hedge laying and learning the new skill. A new skill to them, but a very old traditional skill. And at the end of it, they've done a beautiful job of laying a hedge. It looks really good and it looks really nice, and it gives them a satisfaction if they've learnt a new skill in the 2 days that they've been out doing the hedge laying.
A lot of people who come out and do this sort of work have had quite a sedentary week, and so they really enjoy being out in the open air. It's really nice to be able to introduce people to the natural world. It's my favourite thing to do. Everybody who comes out has some interest in the outdoors, in the countryside, in the natural world, and by doing this it allows me to maybe tell them something else they didn't know, show them something else. It's really nice to see people go away happy, feeling accomplished.
An interesting project that was done by somebody during lockdown was using Google Maps. The whole of this area, the Stepping Stones region, was mapped with a traffic light system. So red were defunct hedges, green were intact hedges, and the amber were, as you can imagine, the in-between hedges. Since then, I've gone round quite a few areas to see whether, on the ground, to see whether this has worked or not. We're starting to build up a picture of where it would be most important to put some of these hedgerows back to help them connect between existing hedges and between existing copses and woodlands. It's been really nice to meet lots of local people that have come out and helped with the planting.
I feel that the Hedgerow Heroes project has not only helped get nearly 9 kilometres of new hedgerow planted in Shropshire in the last 2 years, but has also provided a sort of focus, maybe post-COVID, for people interested in the countryside and its management, to get out and about and do something practical and creative. We've put in an application for phase 3 funding to allow us to carry on with our Hedgerow Heroes project for a further year, and we should get the outcome of that very soon. Hopefully we'll be out again in the wind and the rain and the sunshine next winter, planting yet more hedgerows in our lovely Shropshire countryside.
I think it shows not only an appreciation of the importance of hedges, but also practical rural skills, particularly ones that have been dying over many, many years. It makes you feel as if there is a future for the hedge. They may only do their neighbour's hedge, they may go on to do work on farms, but whatever happens, each one of them now is an ambassador for the importance of hedgerows.